Sarah, let's take a step back here real quickly and just get into the basics.
Yeah.
What exactly is cancer?
It's a great question, because until we obviously answer that correctly, we can't treat it really. So understanding what cancer is has been an ongoing pursuit. For at least 50 years, the dominant view is called the mutational theory, which is that just through happenstance, something goes wrong in the nucleus of a cell that causes it to get deranged, go rogue, and just want to replicate clonally into just this tissue that invades everything. But that view has been completely disproven, because they've identified that cancer is actually rather intelligent. It's capable of evading the immune system by changing the structures on its surface, like something out of the Matrix. It can go produce its own enzyme supply to dissolve through tissues, produces its own blood supply. It's got a hierarchical arrangement of cells which have their own little duties and their little village, so to speak. There's a root cell, the cancer cell, called the cancer stem cell, which we talked about, the mother behind it all. And so the view that cancer is just rogue terrorists in our body has justified using literally weapons of mass destruction. Things like chemotherapy, which came from the war theater, actual chemical weapons grade material being administered to patients, as well as radiation, which is culled from nuclear reactors, might as well be culled from nuclear munitions, to try to just destroy the terrorist within the body and not think about what that does to all the civilian population. It's the same basic model. It's pretty much insane. So what we now know is that view is not correct, and that cancer is a survival mechanism that's unmasked. In fact, it's quite amazing if you think about it, that these cells can survive things that even in a chemical weapons war or atomic blast, a normal human shouldn't survive. These cells are able to. So it speaks to how cancer truly is this amazing life force and regenerative energy that's able to survive the modern apocalypse of chemicals and inappropriate nutrients and pseudo-foods and electromagnetic energies and viruses from vaccines, for example, and be able to still live. And so when we look at cancer through that lens, we start understanding that the real answer is to adjust back to what is a more natural, healthy state of living. Get the cells, again, to be healed, detoxification, proper nutrition, things like that, and not obviously blasting it with poisons and radiation.
Two things you just said I want to expound on. You said talking about the chemotherapy coming from the war theater. What do you mean?
Well, what they did is that they did a number of studies on mustard gas and how that was able to destroy fast replicating blood cells, the white blood cells, in sort of what they call hematological malignancies. And so because it was able to kill those fast replicating cells, they of course used it to try to treat that cancer, because they saw some effect that seemed to put it into remission. Of course, we know now that that type of chemical is able to cause damage to all the other cells in our body. And then ultimately, once you've taken that route and you've ultimately seen it fail, because you don't get a very long survival advantage, you blame the victim. You say, oh, the cancer was resistant to the chemotherapy, when in fact we know you shouldn't have used that approach. You should have used the natural approach.
I see. So some of the roots of chemotherapy are back to the mustard gases from previous wars.
Absolutely, yeah. The origin of that category, which is still being used today, in fact in pediatric cancers they use it sometimes, is really from the war.
Wow.
Yeah.
I bet many people don't know that.
No, in fact, if they did know it, I'm sure they would think about alternatives with much more interest.
Right. Hi, this is Ty Bollinger. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video that you just saw, click the link below to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we will provide you with the most up-to-date information from nutritional experts all over the world to help you stay healthy.